This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 5. They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. They that were brought up in scarlet embrace dunghills. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Yahweh is the name who the world calls God, and Yahushai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Bukak, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone who grew well and taught me this truth. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, in today's lesson, all right, once again, always bringing out prophecy. All right, judgment's coming to our people, man, in a big way. And you see what's happening with the Northern Kingdom. All right, the crisis that's happening in Venezuela, that you have the women of Venezuela, all right, the Asherites, all right, they're now resulting in prostitution, all right, to survive because of the economy crisis, all right. And this is just a shadow of things to come, because this is going to come to America as well. All right, what's happening over there in Venezuela, all right, will spread to wherever you Israelites are at, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans. All right, so I want to show you, read this article real quickly, then show you a video that I have, all right, just to edify the point. It says, Venezuelan women in Colombia are being driven into prostitution to survive as the country's citizens continue to flee political repression and economic crisis at home. A Sky News investigation of the sex trade in Colombian town of Cucata found a disproportionate number of Venezuelan women working the club and street corners of the border town. In one brothel of 60 women, 58 were from Venezuela and just 2 from Colombia. One woman, a mother of 2, who was a ballerina and a businesswoman in her home country, told Sky News, "I would give this up if there was any other option. This is just a shameful job. But what option do I have?" Right? And these are the times that we're living in, all right, where you're having, okay, these women that were well established in their own country, okay, Venezuela, that's the talking point, and now they lost their job, they lost their employment, they lost their status, their business, working in this business field, and now they're on the streets selling their body. And these are the times that we're living in, all right? Because what's happening in Venezuela will come to America. So now let's watch this video just to edify the point.
Siento como que a lo criollo estudié como para nada. Como que me maté tanto tiempo queriendo hacer lo mío y ahora no puedo.
You see that? She was a teacher, okay? In Venezuela. She was a teacher in Venezuela, and now she lost her job because of the economic crisis. Now she's a prostitute, all right? This is the time that we're living in, all right? Let's go back to the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 5. They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets, right? She's in the streets now, okay? Selling her body, all right? And the money that she's getting, okay, is nothing, all right? Because there's a high influx of prostitution happening in South America, all right? Because of the economic crisis. So when you have a high supply of prostitutes, all right, that means there's many people, all right, creating what you clowns in America call, okay, competition, lowering their prices, all right? They that were brought up in scarlet embrace dunghills, right? And that's what she's embracing, man, all right? In dunghills, all right? Because these are the times we're living in. These are the judgments that's happening to our people that don't want to turn to the Lord. Let's continue on in this video.
Nunca más me pasaba por la mente prostituta.
This one's a newspaper. She was delivering newspaper. Now she's a prostitute. All right?
O sea, si lo llegamos a hacer como yo, como muchas mujeres que vemos, o sea, pienso que lo hicimos fue en base a eso, en base a la crisis del país, en base a la política. Acá no vengo ni siquiera a buscar marido, porque a mí no me sirve un solo hombre.
And that's the title right there, man. That is crazy what she said. All right, she says she doesn't. Let me pull it back. All right, just to edify the point. All right, she says I have not come here to look for a husband because I don't need
No me sirve un solo hombre.
a single man. I need many men to live. All right. Now that if that's not okay, put fear in your women's heart that are listening and receiving this message, man. All right. Okay. If that's not fear, that's what she said. She said she needs many men to live. All right. Because hey, this is judgment, man. All right. This is what happens when you don't turn to the Most High. All right. This is the book of Job, chapter 39, verse 16. She's hard against her young ones as though they were not hers. And that's our women today. All right. They treat their children like crap. All right. You can look at the American woman. All right. Child support, the whole child support system. All right. They take the child support money and they spend on themselves and don't give their own children, okay, that where the money's supposed to be going to, all right, any of it. But the point is right here. Her labor is in vain without fear, right? And this is what happened. They were going to college. They were studying for these degrees. One was a teacher. One was a businesswoman. All right. And then when the economy went to shambles, they lost it all. So they didn't fear the Most High. All right. They feared their boss. All right. They feared their status. And now look. All right. Now these Venezuelan women are selling their body just to survive. And this is what's coming to America. These are the shadow of things to come to America, all right? Let me finish off on the last scripture right here. Verse 16. Verse 17, Salakia. Because the Most High hath deprived her wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding. Right, because in order for you to get wisdom and understanding, you must be, okay, underneath a Hebrew Israelite man. All right? You women that want to be independent and do your own thing, that don't say that you don't need a man, all right? You're deprived of wisdom automatically by the Most High. And he didn't give you any understanding, all right? Because you're supposed to be subjugated under a man. In fact, let me get that scripture out, all right? Where it says the head is the Most High and the Son. The head is God. Bible. 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. All right, let me get that. 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. Uh, 1 Corinthians 11 and 2. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. Right, there's supposed to be an ordinance, all right? Let's look up that word ordinance to get a better understanding. Tradition, okay? Giving up, giving over, the act of giving up. A tradition by instruction, a narrative, a precept, okay? Teaching. All right, so pretty much, man, tradition by instruction, okay? So the ordinance and tradition by instruction, narrative, okay? So now let's go back to the scripture. All right. Verse 3. But I would, it's like, did I miss any more in this? The ordinances I delivered them unto you, 1 Corinthians 11, verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Yahushai, and the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Yahushai is the Most High. Right, and that's the order. All right. So you women are not getting any understanding of wisdom because you're not following on the order of, okay, who the world calls God. All right. He has a set order. Okay. And that's why them women in Venezuela are catching hell, man, because they're not seeking after the Lord. They're not seeking after a man of the Lord. Okay. They don't want to get to know a man of the Lord. They think they're independent, want to do their own thing. Let's continue on to this article because it gets better. It says, quote, I have to make money to look after my children and feed them, the woman continued. There is nothing in Venezuela. The only way to put food on the table for my children is to travel here to Colombia and sell my body. Another woman, the mother of 1-year-old, said she was a hairdresser, right? A lot of you American women, especially Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom, right? You so-called Negroes, West Indian, Haitians, all right? A lot of you hairdressers, man. You so-called Puerto Rican women, Dominican women, you're hairdressers, man. All right, look what she said. She was a hairdresser before a deepening crisis forces her to flee across the border in search for new opportunities. Quote, if things ever get any better in Venezuela, I would love to set up my own business, she said. Anything would be better. I do this because I have to do this. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I just do this. If I could do something better, I do it and stop this straight way. Their illegal status in Colombia make it even harder for the women to find secure and safe employment. As such, they are pushed into risky and unsustainable sex trade. Exactly. All right. Just like you have the sex trade, the epidemic sex trade happening here in America with all these illegal, Northern Kingdom coming in illegally, okay, according to Esau's laws. All right, so this is happening, okay, amongst our people, man. This is judgment. Let's continue on. Back to Lamentation, verse 4, verse 6. For the punishment of the iniquity of daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her. Right, and hey, more judgments coming, all right, to you women of our people. All right, don't act like, all right, just because you're getting up early in the morning and working this dead-end job that things are sweet. Nah, man. All right, you're gonna end up in a predicament, man, because the economy will crash. You will lose everything. All right, and you will be subjected to the streets. And part of the streets is selling your body, all right? Because if you don't want to turn to the Lord, turn to the man of the Lord for protection in these last days, you're going to get a harsh judgment, man, all right? And this ain't, and we all know what happened to Sodom. They got overthrown by fire. So, you know that's coming to America, all right? Because America is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Let's get now over to another scripture. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 16. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanted eyes, walking and micing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Verse 17. Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover the secret parts. Right, man? And this is what happened, man. What happened when you were prideful, you thought you had the world figured out, okay? And you got screwed over, because the reason why this is all happening is because judgment must come to our people that don't want to seek the Lord. All right? It's just facts. So if you don't want to seek the Lord, then this is what the Lord is doing to you. Verse 18. In that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their calls and their round tires like the moon. Right. All these jewelry and all these costume jewelries that you put on, the Lord is taking away, okay, from you. Now you're on the streets, okay, selling your body. Right? This is judgment. Verse 19, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers. Verse 20, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel and the mantles and the wimplings and the crisping pins. Right. These women, okay, more likely wearing the same clothes, man, because they ain't got no money. They don't have money to buy new apparel. Verse 23, the glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veils. Verse 24, and it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. Right, because these women are sleeping with multiple men, so their box is destroyed. Their box is destroyed. And instead of girdle or rent, and instead of well set hair baldness, and instead of stomacher or girding of sackcloth, and a burning instead of beauty. Right, man? Right? This is the judgment that's happening to our people. All right? And this is a shadow of things to come to America. Because you women, our people that are careless in America, hey, this is coming too. So let me bring up this article, all right? Because this is happening in New York, all right? New brothels, how shady landlords play a key role in sex trade. All right, you're having prostitution, all right, in New York, all right? And it's more indoor, it's more sophisticated now in terms of it. You don't see it so out on the streets. You see it now indoors because now landlords are getting involved because the economy is deteriorating. And so now they need to find new ways to make money. And hey, why not prostitution? The oldest business, okay? The oldest industry in the world. Goes on and says, most tenants of a drab 4-story building in Park Slope, Brooklyn knew about the brothel in their building. Oh, so they knew about the brothel. Strange men buzzed their apartments at all hours, looking nervous as they headed toward the same 2 apartments where many residents believed sex was being sold. Call on the landlord was useless, several tenants said. Quote, I thought it was strange that he didn't seem worried about it. One woman who lived in the building for 7 years said, it was so out in the open. In September, the police broke up a large prostitution ring that had been protected by 7 police officers. Prosecutors said the landlord of that Park Slope building, Isaac A. Schwartz, was in on it. He has pleaded not guilty to charges of enterprise, corruption, and conspiracy. Right. And these are the times that we're living in, man, where you have landlords, police officers, okay, you women, okay. In America, you're now selling your body, and now everybody wants a cut, man. Okay, and these are the beginning stages of a declining economy, man. All right, and when the next economic crisis happens, hey, there's gonna be more prostitution in America than Venezuela. Okay, I kid you not. Known by his nickname Shogai, Mr. Schwartz not only owed 4 of the buildings where the ring's prostitutes worked, but he also been twice included on an official list of the city's worst landlords. All right, so this guy had multiple complaints, but guess what? Because he's a fake Jew and because he had police officers in his back pocket, okay, he was never kicked out of running these homes. He wasn't put to prison, all right? He wasn't fined, all right? Because, hey, man, these landlords, they have the city in their back pocket, all right? Remember, these New York City buildings are multi-million-dollar New York City buildings, meaning that these landlords pay high taxes. So the city is going to turn a blind eye to this, all right? Especially when police are involved. A retired detective, Ludwig Paz, was charged with being the leader of the ring, which operates brothels in several buildings in Queens and central Brooklyn. But the authorities said Mr. Schwartz also played a key role, finding locations for Mr. Paz. In New York, gentrification has pushed prostitution indoors, right? Gentrification has pushed prostitution indoors. And we all know what gentrification means. Expensive living conditions, okay? Streetwalkers have all but disappeared. Prostitutes now advertise online. Sex dates are arranged over the phone, and brothels operate into apartments in residential neighborhood. Right, so prostitution never less. It just got concealed, all right? As a result, landlords play an important role in the sex trade. Exactly, man, okay? They get their cut. By enlisting Mr. Schwartz, Mr. Paz avoided having a landlord report his activities to the police, law enforcement officials said. Efforts to rid the city of illegal sex has previously implicated prominent landlords, but the police have a difficult time proving the extent of an owner's knowledge and involvement. Right, because these implicated prominent landlords, okay, own many buildings in New York City, all right? And if they were to indict them and put them on charges, all right, what does that mean? That means they'll have to sell their building. They'll have to evict people out of their homes. I mean, so many things happen when you attack a landlord, all right, that's well established and that has a lot of money, Okay? A lot of money to lose. This is what you call men above the law. David M. Hoovler, a former federal prosecutor who is the district attorney in Orange County, New York, said the rise of human trafficking in the United States has resulted in an increasing number of landlords willing to participate in illegal activities, right? Because it's a multi-billion-dollar, business, man. What they call it, a black market, all right? Human trafficking, all right? And this is just a broad word. It means the exploitation of a person, all right, is very lucrative in America. Down here in Florida, there's tons of prostitution rings being exposed. Right? It's like every month there's a huge prostitution ring. But it's difficult to prove anything against them in court, right? Because they own it would hinder the economy, okay? Because these landlords own a lot of the buildings where a lot of tenants live, okay? So that's enough on that, man. These are the times that we're living in, all right? And this is why, man, judgment is coming, all right, to you women, man, all right? Because it's gotten to a point that you're selling your body and everybody wants a cut of it now, all right, here in America. And it's going to get to a point where the prostitution prices are going to decline because there's going to be a lot more prostitution in America when the economy, falters. Let me go to Isaiah chapter 32, verse 2. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place at the shadow of a great rock and weary land. Right, because you're going to need a man of the Lord to be protecting these last days. All you independent women, men, you will be humbled down if you fear the Lord, and you will seek after a man of the Lord. All you independent women that don't want to humble down, okay, this is what's going to happen to you. Micah 7:10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Right, because by you not seeking after the Lord, seeking after the man of the Lord, all right, humbling yourself, you don't believe in the Most High. So you're pretty much atheist. And so shame's going to come upon you when all hell, falls on you, in an instant. My eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Right, man. And you're going to be, judged harshly. All right. And this is all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, because judgment must come to our people. And my main focus is you women of our nation. You're prideful, man. You honestly think that America is not going to collapse, and you obviously are not paying attention. All right. So now let me get to this last article, and then I'll close out with a couple more scriptures. Even the oldest profession isn't recession-proof, right? Okay. This is from NBC News. It's past midnight in downtown Berlin, and the prostitutes pace in front of the Hackescher Mark store. Signs of a slow economy are everywhere. A sportswear store offers 40% markdowns, and bar advertise discount drinks. Right. Okay. So you have, when the economy is not doing good, hey, things have to become cheaper. That's why you have the stock market crash. When a stock market crashes, what does that mean? Everything becomes cheap. Okay. Like so many other businesses, Europe's latest legalized prostitution industry is having to adapt to the economic downturn. Customers are fewer or more frugal. Competition has increased, right? More prostitutes on the streets. And more clubs and brothels are offering discounts to drum up business, right? So you prostitutes in America, you're going to be discounting your body. Right now, it's probably $300 a pop, right? You're going to go down to $50 a pop, all right? Because there's going to be many more women that you got to compete with, all right? Hey, man, this is why you have to fear the Lord. And this is scary stuff, man. Just like what's happening in Venezuela, it's going to happen here in America. Since the late 2008, the number of English and American tourists have dropped and the street dynamic has changed. According to one prostitute in her mid-20s who requested anonymity because she did not want her family to know her profession, She still gets customers, she said, but they no longer pay for the extras. Look at that. Nevertheless, she said, the prostitutes in the area have been sticking to a set minimum price, about 110 for sex. Right. So basically, what she was saying is that in that certain area, all prostitutes have came to an agreement. The minimum we charge, all right, so that nobody's undercutting the competition, is 110 for sex, and that's in Europe. All right, and this is coming to America. All right, this is coming to America in a big way. All right, so hey, you women that are in your pride and your pump, that believe in your job, believe in your degrees, all right, you're going to end up experiencing what these women in Venezuela are experiencing, and you're going to end up Salakia, see, Satan. All right, you're going to be selling your body, okay, to survive, and you're going to be experiencing what these women in Europe are experiencing. Those that made prostitution profession, you're going to have to now, all right, lower your rate, all right, because the economy is going to get bad. That people are not going to have money, all right, $300 a night, all right, $1,000 a night, all right. You high-end prostitutes are going to feel it too, all right. This is back last scripture that I'm going to close out. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Right, this is the Lord telling our women, you so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, who are the children of Israel, all right, you listen up, all right, bad times is coming. Verse 10, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall come, right, not come, right, you're going to lose your job, you're going to lose it all, you're going to resort into prostitution, all right. These are the ones that don't want to seek after the Lord, that don't want to seek after a man of the Lord, all right. That's why Isaiah 4:1 is coming, brothers. Isaiah 4:1 is coming, because these women are going to have to seek after man of the Lord to be protected, or they're going to be, okay, out there on the streets to all the elements, which is going to be a horrific scene, man. Verse 10, verse 11, tremble ye women that are at ease, be troubled ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins, right? Meaning you're going to be mourning in these last days, all right? Meaning you're going to be crying while you have some old sweaty man, okay, laid down with you, all right, so that you could put food in your mouth. You're going to be in mourning when, okay, because some of you women, all right, you're not going to seek after the man of the Lord, so you're going to participate in all types of sexual acts that I won't even want to mention, all right? It just is very disgusting, okay? And you're going to be in mourning, and you're not going to be happy about it, okay? Because you know you're going to get not the price you want, all right? You're going to have to degrade yourself, all right? You're going to be shameful. Verse 12, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant field, for the fruitful vine. Verse 13, upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, yea, upon the houses of joy in the joyous cities. All right? So that's what's coming, man. There's no more joy coming to this city, man. There used to be, but not anymore. We're living in the last days. All right? So Lord willing was edifying once again. Venezuela, what's happening in Venezuela is a shadow of things that come to America. All right? You careless women, you're going to be selling yourselves for lack of bread, lack of water, all right? And you're going to be selling it for the cheap, all right? And you're going to be and you're going to have many, and you're going to see all types of wicked acts. Prostitutes fighting prostitutes, all right? Women running after men that have a lot of money, okay, degrading themselves. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be an insane sight, man, because these are the times that we're living in. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rukah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle, great millstone, who well and taught me this truth. And salutation to Yaakov out there, pushing this truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring, keep the faith. As you can see, we're almost out of here. With that, Shalom.